Blar. What is a new local Austin screen without everything going wrong? I had to restart my iPad. I feel like my iPad 2, I don't know. This one's fairly old. I don't know. I feel like it might be basically all of my problems with streaming. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. Well, Joshua Templeton has news, so we'll start with that after we say hi to everybody. Asaya, which is in the tunnels, man. Tunnel vision this week. Coro, I thought it was cool that you got a shout out for knowing the nomenclature for the octa octathern. I can't remember, but I thought that was cool, and I was like, that's why I like you so much, man. Like you've got some like deep pulls on some knowledge sometimes, man. Not an ordinary bird. I like that. Just one more fish. Howdy, howdy. You got a shout out for your name. That's awesome. That's all right, Huawei. You'll think of something, man. Something's got to be going good. You know what I mean? Like, okay, first of all, you made it to my stream. You've made it to the witching hour. I didn't think I was going to get here, folks. Like, I wasn't sure. It was the coin toss several times as whether I was going to continue my adventure. Uh, Mexicali, good to see you in here. Fish family, always good to see you. Benoski. Sup, guy? How you been? Your siblings are doing wonderful in your tank. Swordtails at the moment. That's right. I'm in C. Good to see you. So you got your 20 gallon and it's cycling. You'll have everybody moved over Saturday. You lost a male, but gained 5 to 6 babies. Yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes. But that's a good trade. You know what I mean? You got more wins than losses there, Josh. That's great, man. So I'm glad that they are doing well for you. But yes, quite a week. Let's see if I can get that camera adjusted a little bit. A little bit. A little bit. Then I'll show my face. Uh-huh. And we'll dish. Everybody needs feeding. So let's see. How can I adjust this so that it is that? No, that's the wrong way. We want to go more this way. Okay, that's not going to get it. I like that. I'm okay with that. That's going to get it done. All right, here we go. Love me some of that fried food. All right, see what we can do with this. Oh, no, no, no. Do not leave the studio. Just start the cam, man. There I am, everybody. Dirty glasses and everything. Oh, lean on this table. Take a sip of coffee. Yeah, MNC, you need me to come back over there, spread some of my love, say hi to the people. It's a good chat, man. It's a good chat. I was lurking during your stream, but I saw part of it. I saw it towards the end. I caught like the maybe the last 20 minutes. MNC. I don't know whether I don't think I said I might have said hi. I don't know. But yeah, it's been go, go, go for me since the 31st. Mom has a new knee. She talked to the doctor on Tuesday. I got back Monday evening. She talked to them on Tuesday. They're pleased with the incision. She's doing well. She's progressing like she should. So that's all great because, you got to worry about, she has a pacemaker and some circulation problems and she's 80, you know what I mean? So, we don't heal like a 30-year-old would, you know what I mean? So we were worried about some things and everything seems to be going really well. She said she's in a lot of pain. But she was in a lot of pain before the surgery, so she's dealing with it. She's definitely able to move around a lot better on over the 2 week period. Like she's her balance is real good right now, so that's always a plus. So it's just been a whirlwind for me. I spent 2 nights here, and then I've spent this is my second night here in a row for the first time in like 2 weeks. Hello, Mr. Ted Coletti. Good to see you, sir. Cheers. I saw you on Stephen P's channel, and I got a notification. I'm still in my month of free membership for the Aquarium Co-op. I understand you're going to be doing the talk with that group. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I certainly will, MNC. I got to do that. And like, honestly, I really shouldn't do anything before I go on Mexicali stream because, like, I don't know. It's like a joke at this point that, like, yeah, man, I'll come on your stream, Mike. You know what I mean? And then you come on my stream, and I think that I think that he was like the first or second. He was definitely the first guest I had, I think, and it was like the first or second episode of the Witching Hours. So yeah, at this point, you know what I mean. It's just like me, like not following through. You know what I mean? It's just like it's all on me. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're trying to get it done. So Joshua Templeton, you've added guppy grass, java moss, duckweed, and pygmy cories to the tank. Well, that is awesome, my friend. I have some plecos in with my guppies. I haven't put them with any of my Corydoras species, and I know that that is not an accurate term anymore, as they have become like three distinct lines at least, maybe four. Yes, just one more fish. Dr. Coletti has good talks. I want to say that I was at the Clash and Dr. Coletti and um, Kelly Foreman were on panel together talking about tubs. So that wasn't the first time I actually saw you on panel with her, but I think it might have been the first time I saw you on panel uh, with Stephen P. Because if you went on any of his lives while the Clash was going on, I did not watch any of those. I missed it all. I didn't even use the room, but like I got access. Jenna P told me I had clearance, and I was like, yes. And then I didn't even use it, but I could have. I could have. But yeah, these are my red tails, my little sword tails, doing their breeding thing. I will be participating in the auction, and I think I'll just make it so that it like fits in like a large 3-day postage box that I can insulate, and it will probably be some of that bacopa that's floating up at the top of the tank there. Um, Unfortunately, it will probably include duckweed. I will try to get most of it out of there, but just know when you unpack your plants that you need to be wary. And the other thing is those Malaysian trumpet snails. I've got like a problem right now. I will get like I will fluff all moss and stuff like that to get them drop out, to get them to drop off and stuff like that. But the odds of there not being one in there would not be cool. But I think I'm just gonna do a plant red tail bundle, you know what I mean, or something like that for your skipper, and just do like a one item, like one off, just like that. I think that's probably what I'll do. But I think that's like May 17th, I believe he was saying was is what he's planning for. Mr. Coletti, these are red swordtails, so some of them end up having a black tail, and they have the leer tail gene in them. So there are some beautiful males that probably are not viable for breeding because their gonopodium extends so long as does their tails. But it's a strain, I believe, bought at a local fish store here in Austin by some younger gentlemen down the street. When they were moving, they gave me some more red tails, and I got red tails from him that he didn't sell at a swap with the GAAS. He left and he told me that if I could sell them, to sell them, and I told him I'd try, and they didn't sell, but I kept them, and they've been doing good. Yeah, Josh. Hey, look, sometimes you do, but that's the thing about duckweed is like you'll buy it once and you'll never need to buy it again. You know what I mean? Like odds are you can get some to grow somewhere. Yeah, M&C Skipper's auction starting up May 17th is the tentative date right now that I have heard. You know what I mean? If he says something different, then that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, Yeah, yeah. Some of them have dark tails. Some of them have a dark outline and then white on the inside of the tail. Uh, some of them are fully like the red orange color, and then some of them like have a pronounced red stripe, and they're a little bit lighter colored, like white, not red pigment. But yeah, I mean, like the there's several different kinds that pop out of there, but I've been real happy with them. I don't know whether they were sold to the store by another hobbyist or something like that, but healthy strain, and they've been doing well, and I've been pushing them out, and I think that I know that Jeff Kane and there is one other person that I needed. There's I think no, I have a list somewhere, but there were two people on that list that were waiting towards the springtime. And I know that for you guys up north, springtime is not there yet. But I got blisters all over my hand from using the using the clippers to clip the leaves off of branches and stuff like that because it was rubbing on the fence. So I had to do some surgery to the craziness that's on the other side of my fence. The other side of my fence is a ditch next to a 2-lane road. So there's a tree that died there, but in its death, it brought up, I don't know, 1,000 small saplings in its place. You know what I mean? So it did that. So yeah, so it doesn't get trimmed by the city when they do the stuff, and it was pushing on the fence at like three different points, and I think I got them all, and now we just got to wait and listen as the wind moves the trees around if there's going to be any more. I had some weird phantom knocking going on because there's grapevine growing through it all too. So some grapevine from last year uh was getting bent and then slapping forward and knocking on the fence. There was also like some nice groaning and things like that as something was rubbing on the top plate of the fence and it rubbed it smooth. So yeah, we were getting spooky noises in the backyard in the dark, and my wife was commenting on it, and I was like, okay, I can do this. So hyphen, uh, Leartail or regular Leartail? I don't know. I'm gonna have to let you look and see, man. Let me see if I can pop this out of here. I'd say I'd say that big one in the back is a hyphen Leartail. Does not like being on film. And there's an occasional guppy in here. I can't keep my guppy straight, but there's some little beta babies. Hey, I did it. Yes, Dr. Ted, that is true. Yeah, and you can still have a really great afternoon in Austin and not be spending too much money. If you know the right places to go. There's always weird small things happening, like small redone gas station that's a bar on the east side of Austin is having bands play in the parking lot, and the parking lot is filled with all these retro vans. You know what I mean? Like one of them's like got like off-road tires and is decorated like an ambulance. Some of them are just kind of like mint, like old school, like 80s, you know what I mean? Like original paint and everything. It was really neat. So like everybody has their vans opened up and everybody's checking out vans and drinking and stuff like that. And I mean, like it was just, bar prices for drinks, which isn't cheap, but drinks and food, like nothing more than $20. You know what I mean? Like it was nice. But yeah, things like that are happening like all over town all the time. But the price of the price of everything has gone up, but also it just seems like there's just more and more things going on. Like South by Southwest is here every year. We've got ACL with they've got bands playing every week. And then they do a festival in the park every fall. So I mean it's wild down here, but we have fun. Okay, the other one had regular tail, but when the fin is a lot longer and higher up, that one is definitely, yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like all the genes are in there. It's definitely not dialed in. So if anybody wanted to play with them, um, they're fun in that regard. Well, there you go, Dr. Ted. Dr. Mazerall, I would like you to meet Dr. Ted Coletti, the other Mazerall. Ted, I got you confused. I got you confused with Dr. Mazerall. And Dr. Mazerall was referring to himself in the third person, and then had to tell me that, and then had to reveal to me what the joke was. And yeah, yeah, it was embarrassing. You know what I mean? But I feel like I took it in stride. You know what I mean? I was like, but now you'll both have uh, what member interviews on the aquarium co-op, so I could check it out. Lake to Land Aquatics, welcome in, welcome in. I love that beautiful baby python that was like in your hand. You were in a car, I think, when the picture was taken. I saw it like a few days back. I was taking care. No, I think I was back here. Yeah, I was back here because I showed it to my wife. I was like, look at the coloration on this thing. Oh my God. I can't wait to see how the coloration on that snake changes throughout its lifetime. So make sure you're pulling that one out and showing it to us every once in a while, Latoya. No, it's true. It's true. He is. And a special hello to him. I always give him a special hello whenever I run into him in chat. I think he likes it. You know what I mean? Like, sure, certainly he deserves it. I refer to him as Doc Awesome. So, he's a superhero in my life. I don't call him by his alias name. I call him by his comic book name, Doc Awesome. Yes, Tippleton. Yeah. He is, yeah, that was just an amazing, it was just an amazing photograph. And he was all nestled up in your hand, and I was like, I can't believe that. Yeah, Josh is rocking some babies of those juvenile swordtails, and so is Jeff and M and C. You know what I mean? So like they're out there. So like I said, I'm going to be putting some up for an auction and stuff like that. But uh I have Aquashella, and I took a 20-gallon tank and a bunch of fish and plants from the fish room um, down there and gave them away on Saturday, and was able to drain the tank and pack it up the next day. But I think that I'll just do it at the end of the day on Saturday, and then that way it's less to do on Sunday. But yeah, we were hooking some people up with plants. Like, have you ever tried plants in your aquarium? Why not? Try this. No charge. You know what I mean? We were just giving out some stuff. And yeah, no, we made some good friends that day. Oh, did she name him that? Or am I just making up a name? Man, I get myself into trouble when I don't have all the facts. And that's all the time. But I am happy to have you guys here. All but 8 tanks out of my 30 got water changes weekend before last. So everything's coming up on 10 days except for those at another week. So 17 days. But I'm doing all my water changes tonight, and I work every weekend, so as usual. So I'm back to the regular grind, and I've got time off next week. I started messing around in the pond. I'm still pulling algae out of it and letting the water become cloudy. But there are definitely three uh, fish still in the pond, so they have survived a couple winters now in that tub. And I never fed that pond. I only topped it off. Um, let's see, what else can I tell you about that pond? It's a 100-gallon tub. I put big sponge filters in it. I got one in each. I've got two of them. I've got one in each one. I've had lilies twice. One of them is still alive. I just need to start putting the fertilizer underneath them and get the hair algae off of them. So that's my chore for right now. I did take some overhead footage of me clouding the water a couple times now, so I'll do it a couple more and then we can speed that up and I can talk over it. I didn't even bother to say anything while I was doing it. I figured I'd just do a voiceover if the edited video ever gets done. Yeah, Saya, just 1 month away. I'm so excited too. But I was thinking earlier today, uh, about possibly just um, taking some video footage of me doing different things in the fish room and teasing edited content and just never make edited content and just never refer to it again after that. So my edited content is promos for edited content that never gets made. But I didn't see how it was going to pan out in any sort of way for channel growth. And I feel like uh it might mess with any authenticity that I may have had. I'm playful, but you know what I mean? Like, but I got a big heart. I love everybody, like I feel like if I started entering deception into my content, that you know what I mean, that would ruin that. And that seems to be the only thing that I got going for me is that is that I'm truthful and it's a honest look at a fish tank. So I guess I should stick to what I know. Emma Rose, I'm so glad you made it. I've missed you. Welcome. Tell us anything and everything that we need to know since we've talked last. But yes, this is a 10-gallon tank, and I've got a bunch of Siswasser tang in there, and there could be some Java fern mixed in with some of it in different clumps. But there's some wood that has started growing on, but it's quickly dwarfed it. So I don't even know how visible any of those sticks were. They weren't very big. And of course, we've got a sponge filter in the back there, but oh yeah, no, it's going. The tank below it, it's off. The air stone came out of the water, so I need to rearrange some stuff back there. My pepper cories are their tank is cloudy, and it's because their filtration isn't on. All right, Emma Rose having surgery tomorrow. Hey, best of luck to you. May everything go well, and you bought Congo Tetras. Nice. They're on my list. They're on my list. I like them a lot. Yeah, I'd like to have like one 6 foot tank in the garage at some point. But I would also like a couple of 75s and a couple more 40s because there are fish that won't work in a 20 long or a 20 high or a 10-gallon that I would like to keep. But being on the newer end of this compared to all fish keepers and like how long some people have been doing it, there's so many things that I haven't done with this with small fish, you know what I mean? And nano is Still very popular here in Austin. Um, I think more popular than uh, as as far as freshwater things go, more popular than large cichlids. I know the shops have an easier time with peaceful community fish. Yes, that's true. You can always just turn your filter off, and depending on what you got going on, you know what I mean? Like you might have to do double time on some might have to do double time on water changes or something like that. But depending on what you got going on in your tank, if your plant and fish load is manageable, you can go without a filter and things will be good. Whiskey Shiner? Yeah, man, there's a few whiskey places here in town. There's a ton of breweries, just like everywhere in America. Tons of microbreweries everywhere. Shiner's still from Shiner, Texas, man. There's actually a Shiner Saloon on 6th and Congress. So Congress is the street that runs right up to the Capitol, and they have all you could want Shiner products on the taps in there. No, what am I drinking? Oh yeah, man. Coffee. Coffee, black like my heart. I've upgraded to the Dunkin' Donuts brand from the community brand because the price of the community coffee has now come within 10 cents of the other. So I was like, let's just spend 10 cents more and drink a donut shop brand. And yeah, no, it's pretty tasty. I've been enjoying it. But yeah, no, that's what I'm drinking, man. And I'm tired because I am flipping from a day schedule back to the night schedule so that I can be the superhero night nurse Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I did not was unable to flip my schedule before. Some poor sleep, but mostly not poor sleep. And yeah, got out in the yard today and gave myself a bunch of blisters, so I'm letting my fingers dry. So I think I'm pretty good. I think I should be able to do water changes. And at this point, it is changing the water. There's only a couple tanks that are so full of fish that I actually need to gravel vac them. There's I think three, three, three that I need to actually do any gravel vacuuming on. And so I'll just be taking out 20% out of all these tanks and like 40% on a couple of my super overstock tanks and be done with it for the night. So like four Rubbermaid trash cans full of water in and like three and a half trash cans full of water out because I have a lot of evaporation here in the fish room. Emma is drinking right now. Gotta hydrate or get stuck 20 times tomorrow. Yeah, plump those veins up, girl. I am a nurse. I'm a male nurse. I'll nurse you so hard. Watch out, world. Let's see. I had another tank we can look at. Suppose I can do that. Let's switch this. All right, I'm gonna switch it around. Give me a sec. Give me a second. All right, these are some. Let me see what I got. Oh yeah, I like that. So this is my 20-gallon long. I got tons of babies in here. It's all the endlers. And there were some swordtail. There was a swordtail in there, but he did pass. But he was a beauty. But I think he was one of the original. He was pretty old when I got him. And that was right before the boys moved. And they've been gone a year now, I think, or 6 months. But yeah, we got some sandstone in there. We've got tiger bow, um, hornwort floating in the top. The Saswazo Tang got buried in the sand and it stayed alive, and I kind of like the look. So it's doing a carpeting thing. I don't think it's probably feasible for a whole tank, but it seems to be hanging on. I'm not sure whether that's loose or not. I haven't like really played with it, but I would figure that Saswazo Tang doesn't like to be covered. So anything that's under the sand and not getting light might not be hanging on, but it might. I don't know. But that's kind of a cool look. And Anubias. I want to say Nana. I got it from LRB like years ago, but I don't have the tag for it. But yeah, it kind of stuck around there, but I don't have any bottom dwellers in this tank. So because of that, it's not getting moved around, so it's just kind of stayed submerged and low like that. It's really weird. But these endlers are differently colored than the endlers that I have in another tank that has a red tail female that jumped from the tank that we were just looking at. It jumped next door and then hides from me. And there's not a lot of places for it to hide, but it goes behind the filter from me because she knows she's not supposed to be in there. And the Endler colony has like there's no babies, and she's really, really fat. So I'm going to move her at some point and let her breed. Um, but yeah, that Endler tank, because that female is in there, has slowed down the population. This population is still growing. Yeah, Emma, but I mean, like, I'm just saying there happens to not be any bottom dwellers in this tank. I would think that the Swasser tank wouldn't, but like, I haven't tried it yet. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's play sand substrate. I rinse mine very well in a bucket to get all the visible silt out of it before I put it in my tanks. Some people are fine with letting it settle, but I like washing all of the dust out of it because it does end up with like a lot of dust in it. But these low light plants and stuff that I keep in my fish room all do fine with play sand. I do put fertilizer tabs. I would love to say regularly, but no, I don't. Underneath crypts, but my Java, no, my Tiger Vow and my mosses, my Anubias, hornwort, guppy grass, like all of that does fine in sand. Yeah, I just keep filling that bucket with water and then I dump the cloudy water over and then I do it again. And like basically I just run my hose for 10 minutes and I end up with, like half of a 5-gallon bucket full of rinsed sand. And yeah, that's how I've been doing it. And I got a bunch of pea gravel from Home Depot as substrate as well in some tanks. And that's always done well for me as well. Yeah, Eddie was surprised at how bright the play sand was after being rinsed because he was like, "You don't have anything to compare it to in here, so I can see them right next to each other." But he was like, "I'm feeling like this is." I thought that the play sand was a lot darker than the pool sand, and it might be, but I've just had so much trouble trying to get pool filter sand in Austin. You can't get any of the pool places to sell you any because they want to use all of it that they're getting in on their servicing for their service department, which makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I could sell you this bag for like $8, or it could be a service call and I replace somebody's sand in their filter. You know what I mean? And like, I'm sure that charges more than $10. You know what I mean? So, and I was trying to track it down at like the Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever, and it just seemed like they never had it in stock. And when they did, everybody that was doing their own pool maintenance was buying it up. So, but that was like 3 years ago. So I should try again. I think that there were supply chain issues with everything at the time, and it was just weird stuff that like they couldn't keep enough stock of. You know what I mean? It was just like it was really weird. It just seemed like every inconvenience as a customer that you could run into, it was always the supply chain for like a while, which might get them upended again. But as freshwater fish keepers, we always need to remember that 90% of the things that are for sale as products, we can do ourselves or do without. So if the price goes way up on things, buy less things. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a fairly simple equation. You know what I mean? If your income isn't going to be changing for the better, you know what I mean, and things are going to be more expensive, hey man, all you got to do is buy less things. You know what I mean? It's just like it is what it is. I'm settling into my grumpy older years and stuff like that. So like I'm just not buying things a lot of times like out of spite. You know, like I'm making it a game, but I'll still be drinking coffee, maybe less. Yeah, that's true, Elaine. He doesn't sell many Anubias. He could probably tell me what it kind it is or narrow it down. I should be able to look up with my plant book and look it up and get fairly close. But it's one of the more common ones. But he sold two mother plants, um, and I think he was selling them for $50, and I think I got charged 25. And as soon as I had it in my hand, I hadn't even opened up the bag. Um, no, I had opened up the bag and like looked at it, but I was unaware that it was two mother plants in there. I should have just given him one then, but I offered to split it with him. He was like, "Nah." But I did send him some in a shipment to the school. Yeah, for sure. But it's such a handsome plant, and I've cut it into mini plants, and then the other one is still whole. It's had stuff cut off of the ends of it before, but nothing major. I've got that in a 20-gallon tank in the living room. I might put my blue dream shrimp in there. Hey, Stephen P. Yeah, Doc, and that is awesome. I'm glad you're surrounded by nurses too, man. And yeah, there's not going to be enough nurses. Families are going to be stepping in and helping for the next, I don't know, 20 years. Uh, yeah, we have a large older population, so nurses will be in demand and hopefully get treated better. Sleeper barbecue in the house. Hello, people. Welcome in. Welcome in. What a day. Yeah, I am so tired right now, folks. It's comical. I got one more cup in the pot. I was right. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. That's right, Emma Rose. Get some sleep. You got surgery tomorrow. I hope your recovery goes as easy as possible. I hope that whatever is getting surgeryed does right, heals well, makes you stronger. We need more Emma Rose in our lives, ladies and gentlemen. She's a warrior. It's 12:06 a.m. Austin, Texas local time, Thursday, April 17th. Congratulations, folks. We made it to the witching hour. It's already Thursday over here. So good. Looking forward to seeing Cece tonight. She's scheduled for 1. I'm finishing up at 12:30 tonight. I gotta keep my hours down because this platform is the one that's working best for me right now. But I'm planning on working with the laptop uh, and having the laptop be the host, and that might be all I need for Restream to work properly. I'm not for certain, but I think taking this iPad that's in front of me right now, taking it off would probably be the fix that I'm looking for. I really want all my tanks to look like this one and the previous one I've shown you. And let me look around my room. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of my 30 tanks look as good as the 2 tanks that I've shown you this evening. So there is work to be done, and I'm excited about it. And I also need to move some fish around. And I have shrimp coming in next week from Jody P. Got those in the auction. I'm very happy. I want to say it was a 15 pack of Blue Dream. This will be my 3rd time trying the Blue Dreams. The Blue Dreams petered out all 3 times. First time overfeeding them, seed shrimp. Oh my goodness, what are the worms? Planaria. Uh, and then the second time they dwindled down, and the problem was consistent water changes and possibly not feeding them enough. So like I overcorrected the other way. Got some yellow shrimp at the same time as I was doing the uh, as I was doing my second batch of Blue Dream. The yellows are doing well. Um, the difference is that tank is completely overgrown and has tons of plants in it, has wood and rock in there, um, a sizable piece of wood. Um, so I feel like there's more for them to eat and double the water size. And they've been doing well. Um, I'm not sure how well because I can just see when I feed and I can see that there's still like a colony there. I'm not sure that it has taken off and is doing real well. So like I said, I'm going to adjust the feeding and I'm going to do more regular water changes and see if I can't try again. I'm seriously thinking just on the during this stream that I am going to not put the Blue Dreams in the same 10-gallon tank that the other two times that I did it. I'm going to switch tanks. So season tank, I'm thinking about possibly inside in that 20-gallon with that huge mother plant Anubias, just have Blue Dreams all over it. And there's some Swasser tang in the back for the babies to hide in. I think that might do it. All right, Emma Rose, get that airway. So you have an Anubias Barterii variation Nana. Yeah, I want to say it's Nana, probably. Because the other thing I was thinking of was with a B, but I couldn't remember the name. And if it's Barterii Nana, then that makes sense. But there's other Barterais, I assume. Yeah, or Cece, you could show me a picture of yours on your stream in a little bit. I'll be doing water changes, but like I'll be taking breaks. You know that I mean like I have to get all my water changes done in 30 tanks. I got to get it done by dawn. You know what I mean? Like it's 12 right now. I'll get it. I'll be taking breaks, so I'll still be chatting from time to time. But yeah, I would love to see it. I think the reason why I was getting confused on Nana was because there's a Nana and then there's a Nana Petite, right? And this one is definitely not that. Ah, Stephen P. says Barterii cultivars. Hold on, my plant book is around here somewhere. Give me a sec. Let's look. Let's look in a book. Reading Rainbow. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some sad news. I don't know where my plant book is. And that might be part of the problem with my lack of plant knowledge. Discuss. Maybe, maybe. I was so happy I won that thing. It was the only thing I put tickets in for the Flash raffle. I looked at everything and I was like, what is the thing that I want most here? I'm just going to put all my tickets on one item. And it paid out. It paid off. I was super happy about it. Good day, Mark. I just joined you on Thursday. How has Thursday been so far over where you're at? Everything is dark and quiet here. So I guess things are good. I haven't heard any mystery noises coming from the fence line due to the weight of all of the leaves that have bloomed on anything growing in Austin. It's definitely springtime here, folks. So those of you still enduring winter conditions and crappy weather, uh, I'm sad. I'm sad for you guys with that, but don't worry, man. It's coming. It's coming. I pulled down so much leafy foliage this afternoon, and then was cutting it all up. Uh, and every single one of those leaves had like six or seven like clearish bumps on the undersides of the leaves, all insects. Like I was like, oh man, it's coming, man. It's gonna be wild. Like that is a lot of bug eggs everywhere on the undersides of every single leaf. Like it was ridiculous. I was like, oh my goodness, we're gonna get eaten alive this year. But I guess it all also has to do with how much rain we're getting and stuff like that, because I would assume that one of the things that keeps our insect population down in the Austin area and stuff like that is how dry everything gets during the summer and stuff like that. That has to be hard on bug populations. You know what I mean? Like the day has been fine and sunny. Been working on winter planting in the veggie patch. Excellent. That sounds wonderful, sir. Hear that, everybody? Thursday is going to be great. CC by Madaka. What? My Madaka nipped me when I put my hands in the tank. Yeah, I have been, my hand has been hit with quite a bit of force from one of the angels. Only once. Most of the time, they run from me and act like when I put my hands in the tank and try to and flip around at the surface on the other end, like clearly freaked out, like I do horrible things to them. But I have gotten nipped like once and like rushed and I didn't expect the angel to have that much weight or force. You know what I mean? Because they look so. dainty. You know what I mean? But he was swimming with force and like gave me a good poke and a nip, and I was like, all right, okay, all right. I was not expecting that. Well, it was more force than I thought. I thought it was going to be. Well, that's new. I guess everybody, if you want to stream, use StreamYard. I guess that's what I'm doing now. It's automatically speaking for me. That's handy. Well, you know what I mean? Like we can't complain. We can't complain. It's free for 5 hours anyway. There are a bunch of tiny little fish. I gave them some of the easy fry food first because that distributes all over the tank really fast, and the little ones can get some of that. There we go. I just fed half the room, so I'll start on the other half with my water changes, and I'll feed the goldfish here in a second and let them eat because right after they eat, they go through all of the substrate on the bottom of the tank. They just have to. They have to sort it all, make sure that it all got up. So I'll feed them and I'll start on this 1/3 of the room and then work my way over. So they'll be the first tanks done. So then when they're done, I'll feed them. And that way everybody gets fed. Yeah, these are endlers, Mark. There's a lot of females in there. Um, I've just got one rice fish left. He or her is blue. Um, but I want to get some more. Um, I think that it wouldn't be hard seasonally to uh get rid of excess rice fish. I feel like guppies and well, I feel like endlers. Well, the endlers I have mainly are going to be like a hard sell for somebody because they're really common, like both of them. Nothing wrong with that, you know what I mean? But a common type of endler and a common type of swordtail. I feel like the swordtails like uh have more value in the community where I'm at. But I also know that I'm not in the fish stores enough. Like, I don't know. Tiny Aquatics has uh, a big tank when you first come in the door, and it's the live bear tank. So I think that I think they take on live bears colonies and stuff like that, and just stick them in there. And then if somebody wants live bears for their tank, you know what I mean? Like, they're right there, and these are priced nicely. So these might be going that direction. There was somebody in the GAAS who's purchased Endlers from me twice, and I think they have a tank. I want to say in their kitchen or something like that, and the children love the live bears and stuff like that. So they just get more Endlers as they need more. Yeah, there's a ton of babies in there. Like, it's unchecked. Like, they're going like gangbusters, and I'm all right with that. And like I said, I'm keeping them separate from the other Endlers right now, just because their patterns are different. Um, but things like this are they're fun, but I feel like they're just hard to move. You know, like, I'm okay with it being a common fish and stuff like that if they're of nice quality and whatnot. I'm okay with having common items because most common items I still haven't kept. So, but I think I want to move my two Endler colonies along so that I can focus, because I've got another strain of guppies that I haven't really done anything with. I'm keeping them in a real small tank, and there's babies in there and stuff like that. And I have a female separate that I'm going to breed with a particular male that I select. But looks like we lost camera just in time, ladies and gentlemen. I love you. I want you guys to have a great week. The weekend's almost here, y'all. I work every weekend, but I'm opposite guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be great. I can't wait to get back to my regular work routine. I was away last week taking care of my mother. She's doing well. Everything is great on my end. I hope everything stays great on your end. And hey, be kind to each other if you have the time.